There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, November 30th. It's the last day of the month, but it's a NFL Sunday, and we're going to be covering it here with you on the Sports Money Network. Over the next couple of hours, I'll be with you until the 11 a.m. hour and the 8 a.m. hour out west, and lead you into the betting blitz breakdown with the guys. Mikey Money and Sharky will be here to break down the NFL. I'll give my picks here in just a few moments, covering the card here on Sunday. A good betting card. Maybe not the best NFL card of the season, but hey, that's not going to stop us from picking some winners here on the show after a great football Saturday in college football and NBA, NHL results as well. But we're going to get right to the show. We don't have much time to waste here, considering we've got, about 100 minutes to go and get you ready for the action here on Sunday. And we just had some steam come rolling in. Why not get us started anyway with a little bit of action here on the betting card on Sunday, a little college basketball. That'll be our steam coverage probably. I picked a few games out here anyway, but are seeing to see some moves here. Right now with American U taking some steam here. American U was a 3.5 point favorite this morning up here against Long Island here right now, and Longwood, American over Longwood. They were a 3.5 point favorite, and they're up to 5 here right now. American U took the steam against Longwood. There's been some other moves as well. We'll try to keep you posted here as we get ready for the show. Cornell took some steam just as we were coming on the air here. In their matchup, Cornell was a 5.5 point favorite, but they took some steam here a short time ago. We're seeing Cornell up against Bucknell. Here, Cornell is up to a 6.5 point favorite here with that steam this morning against Bucknell here. All right. And I think maybe one or two more. Let's see here. Tennessee State took some steam here this morning in their matchup as well. See, Tennessee State here was a 9.5 point favorite, and they're up against Chattanooga here on Sunday. Tennessee State was a 9.5 point favorite. We saw that one moving a little bit higher here, or 9.5 point dog, I should say. And now we're down here to 8. It looks like 1.5 move there on Tennessee State as they took some early steam here this morning. Also, one in the NBA that came through just a short time ago with the Sacramento Kings in their matchup today with Memphis. Sacramento took the steam here a short time ago. They were getting 3.5, but this one down here to 2.5 right now with that steam that came in on the Kings. All right, say hello to some folks here in the chat and get rolling here with our show. Oh, one more here. These are all that basically within the 9 a.m. hour here while I was getting ready for the show. But big time steam to the under here with the Hawks and the Sixers. This one was as high as 233.5. I was on a show last night talking it up a little bit. Talking about this one, and we're seeing the steam come in big time here on the under with Atlanta and Philadelphia down here to 230.5 right now with that steam that came in here a short time ago. Also, Anthony Davis is probable for Monday's game. I saw that note come in. Jalen Duren, everybody's been worried about him with his leg injuries, questionable for that game on Monday. All right. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat and get this show going, and hey, maybe talk a little bit of the action here yesterday with our college football. Some big time games there. But who's here? Who's ready to go in the chat this morning? It'll be Cash Kane. He starts us off today. Good morning to Cash Kane. Robert McCormick is here. James Parm. Gooey McDougal. Hello. Good morning, Gooey. He's got the Browns team total over 14.5 today with Shedeur Sanders in there today. Gooey. Cash Kane's got a predicted score line here already. He's got one of those funky scores that I like to say. 17-15, the Niners today. And Blake was loving Pavia yesterday and his big effort there, big numbers for Diego Pavia. Talk about his game yesterday. He was one of the stars of the day for sure. The 45-24 win over Tennessee. Pavia had over nearly 430 yards of total offense yesterday, 268 through the air, 165 on the ground. Game was tied at 21 at halftime, and Vanderbilt goes on for the big win. They're getting double-digit wins this season, and they beat Tennessee 45-24 there yesterday. Of course, other matchups here yesterday, big time college football results, including Ohio State in the game over Michigan. They snapped the 4-game losing streak to their heated rivals. Michigan scored on 3 of the first 4 drives, kicking 3 field goals, but the rest of the game, no points. And Ohio State gets the win behind Julian Sayin and the plethora of receivers there, and played in a light snow there, and Ohio State got the win over Michigan 27-9. How about the Iron Bowl? Alabama over Auburn, and they got the money 27-20, landed kind of right on that total. Alabama drove 75 yards, scored the go-ahead touchdown with under 4 minutes to go. Alabama led 17-0 in the second quarter. Next week, Alabama, Georgia in the SEC title game next Saturday. Also, late night, if you missed it, Cal over SMU shakes things up a little bit in the ACC. Golden Bears led 31-14 with into the fourth quarter, but SMU rallied to take the lead, and Cal scored the go-ahead touchdown with 43 seconds left. The Mustangs missed a 52-yard field goal at the buzzer that would have forced overtime, and that makes 7-5 Duke up against Virginia in the ACC title game. Does open the door for James Madison possibly here, because if Duke beats Virginia in the ACC title game, kind of knocks Virginia out, I think James Madison gets the door open for them. And I'd like to see James Madison there. They've been smashing everybody here. They smashed Coastal yesterday. Troy is going to play James Madison in the title game of the Sun Belt. Good luck to Troy. They did beat Southern Miss 28-18. I said what's good for the Goose will be good for Troy on Saturday, as Goose Crowder threw 3 touchdown passes for the Trojans. They outgained Southern Miss and it earned the bid there against James Madison. But James Madison would be an interesting team. This team was so formidable in their FCS years, and man, they're just terrific this season. They aren't playing the same schedule as anybody else. They'll be the weakest team in there, but I'd like to see James Madison as the representative that number on that 12th team there. They do seem like the best out of all the outsiders in there that nobody wants to see. All the executives don't want to see in there. We got to put one of them in there, and why not James Madison here? So, hey, some news here to get going this morning, and with the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, he's going to be in the game today for Tampa Bay, but also Bucky Irving's getting the clearance here to play today. Hassan Reddick also in there for the Bucks today. Bucks are getting a little bit healthy here on Sunday to in their game here, important game we'll talk about the NFL action here in just a moment. There were a few other upsets in the college ranks yesterday. Georgia Southern over Marshall, 24-19 as a 10-point dog. Also, UAB won again as an underdog. They beat UTSA 27-24 as a 7.5-point dog. Another upset there for UAB since Dilfer got fired. Also, Army, 7.5-point dog over UTSA. There, the Troy game was an upset too, by the way. Kent over, Middle Tennessee over New Mexico State, 31-24 there in overtime. Another big one there. Hey, we did get the news last night, or also breaking this morning about Lane Kiffin. Kiffin is going to sign a 7-year contract reportedly here with LSU. He was kind of holding out hope that maybe he could continue to coach into the postseason should Ole Miss be able to get a little bit of a ride there, possibly into the championship and college football playoff. But the Auburn win, the Alabama win over Auburn kind of canceled that out. So he's able to jet set in probably to Baton Rouge right away and sign that contract, 7 years to go coach the LSU Tigers. Their disappointment for Ole Miss. They'd like to keep that coach around for sure. Look, maybe Kiffin never is able to close the deal, but he gets the program going, gets you in the right direction. LSU is a team that certainly can take situations like that and parlay it into a national championship. We've seen it before. Even if these coaches recently have not been able to work it out over at LSU, it's really kind of been a bit of a disappointment here. With LSU, it's kind of a graveyard of coaches here of late, with LSU having to pay some big money to divorce some of these coaches, but they'll try Kiffin here, and I'm sure he'll work out, though, as far as keeping LSU going, getting them back to where they like to be. All right, Nuke is here. Good morning to Nuke. R. Thompson's here as well. M. the Great. DJ Hardy here as well. Who else is joining me, getting ready for the action here today? Hey, I want to say hello to
Steam Play.
Ava in the chat. She likes Ball State to get a cover here today. And Elliot is here. Man, great crowd here in the chat. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Like it, share it, pass it around. It's Top Geo's here today. How about the weather? We're going to see some weather games. We saw some weather games yesterday. Could we see some today in some of those venues up there in the Great Lakes, maybe the Northeast a little bit? It's getting cold, I know that. It's 44 here in Las Vegas this morning. And Elliot talking about East Carolina in there. Good morning to Sports Money joining us in the chat. Good luck to you on your show today and on Sunday as well. Nuke said, lay it with the Bucks. They did crush there in the end, got the money. And also the late night in Notre Dame over Stanford, but Stanford got the money yesterday. But just I want to mention, though, quarterback Charlie Myrer of Stanford gets in there, kid that I watched play in high school. Man, imagine being the son of a former NFLer and you go to Stanford where they've had some pretty great quarterbacks, and maybe you're thinking you'll get your chance one day to go be a quarterback at Stanford, maybe parlay it into an NFL career or a great college career. Charlie Meyer, the son of Rick Meyer, uh, from Cathedral Catholic in northern San Diego County, goes to Stanford, goes through his whole 4 years. It takes him all the way until the very last game of his senior year before he even gets in the game. He gets in the game and throws a touchdown pass against his dad's team, Notre Dame, there. Basically, his last drive or two of his career. Doesn't even get into the game, his first game last night, and he's able to throw a touchdown pass, and his teammates loved it. FB Gotti, hello, nice to see you in there. And talking about how hot Miami is here right now. You certainly want them in the playoff. And I know a lot of people are thinking this weekend about our old friend, across the street, if you will, or of Mitch Wilson and his affection for the Miami Hurricanes. But he didn't give a chance to rally the Hurricanes last year. Here you had a whole season in there, and maybe they could do it for old Mitch there, watching down on his Hurricanes. Billy Siegfried here. Hello, good morning to you as well. Could Miami be in there? He says we're talking NBA Cup, right? Miami's already in, he says. And Kevin is here. Hello, good morning to Kevin. He likes maybe Houston and Buffalo today. Hello to Thomas in the chat today. He's ready to go, liking this video and subscribing to the channel. And Blake, right? How long will he stay in LSU? Oh, you know what, Blake, he'll probably go, out of his 7 years, he'll probably get in there for about 3 or 4 years, and then if they don't win it, they'll firing him too at LSU. And like I said, a graveyard for coaches. It feels like over those years, right? We're kind of a ways away from some of the coaches that they had that led them to the Ogeron. All right, and a little cold and cloudy up there in Ohio. Hello to the Futon Bets. Hello today. And Billy Siegfried likes the Houston Texans, and Barr says happy Sunday to everyone. And the Ottawa Senators money line. I'll talk as fast as I can here today about the other sports, talk a little basketball. I've got 3 college games to look at, not a great college schedule, and we have 4 in the NHL. We'll talk about it here on the show. But I think I'm about ready to roll and get going, but I just want to tell everyone that you can get more picks from me today over at winnable.com/Ramon. I already have a nice 7-pack of college basketball games up for Sunday. Coming off a pretty good day in college basketball. Also had some free winners out there yesterday in the college ranks, but we're able to bring some winners home yesterday. Also brought a couple home in the NHL yesterday with the Flyers in there, the Sabres. We had them as well over at winnable.com. In the college ranks, we definitely brought home some winners yesterday. I had Northern Kentucky and Boston U game to go under yesterday. We also had Northern Iowa and Detroit under. We had Akron and Milwaukee over. And we had Valparaiso and Western Michigan game to go under yesterday for some winners in college basketball. Also brought home some winners, USC and UCLA under with the picks over on Winnable. We also had Old Dominion and Georgia State game to go under, and I plan on bringing home some winners here again today when you go over to winnable.com/Ramon. I already got that 7-pack up there right now, and you can get it over at winnable.com. Hey, subscribe and use the promo code STEAM. Subscribe for 1 month, and I'll throw on an extra week in there. It comes out to 40 cents a day. You get several picks throughout the day, a couple updates from me closer to game time. Keep you in the fold with some picks. If you just need a little urging or a little bit of advice there, you can get some free picks from me delivered. And you can also get those free picks from me delivered to you if you comment in the chat and just say hi. I'll make you eligible for a free subscription for 1 month. You can check out how I do it with my picks, sending it out there every day. Give you some free, some winners anyway. These will be free if you win the drawing here we'll have at the end of the show, and that's over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right, and we did have some winners yesterday as well in some of the other sports, including the NBA here on the morning steam. We had Boston and Minnesota game to go over for a winner here yesterday, and also brought home the Detroit Pistons plus the points there. Against Miami. We also had some other winners here, including the Nets and the Bucks game to go over yesterday. We also had the Pelicans plus points against the Warriors here, and some other winners on the show in hockey as well, with the Lightning and the Rangers game to go under. Brought that one home. A winner with the Oilers and the Kraken game under yesterday. Red Wings and Bruins under was a winner here on the show as well. Maple Leafs and Penguins over. Mammoth and Blues under. A lot of winners yesterday in hockey here on the show. Buffalo and Minnesota game to go under was a winner here on the morning steam show. San Jose and Vegas game over. Man, a lot of winners yesterday. Canucks and Kings under. Maybe we should just focus on these hockey games here today. And college basketball here as well on Saturday. We were able to bring home some winners here. We didn't really talk too much college basketball here on the show yesterday, but we did have UCSB over Seattle U, and we had USFA and Texas Arlington under. We won those games too. Everybody wants some winners here from me, hopefully today. All right, and we'll get rolling here on the show and get right to it. We've got a big card of NFL, which will take up most of the time, and then hope to have some time for some more winners right before we lead up to the show with Mikey and Sharky here, and we'll keep you posted on those. Hopefully those injury reports start to come through here as well. We put the NFL coverage up on some of the screens here in case they show something on the air here, but we got some we got the tweet decks open. We've got all the beat writers columns open here as I'm ready to kind of see it through here right now with any late breaking information here this morning. And of course, we got, where's the Villa game? We need the Villa game in front of me so I can keep posted there. I need to switch this around, is what we need to do. Keep the Villa game in front of me, get the Formula One going as well. Man, what am I thinking here? Not having the game set up for me while I'm trying to talk to you guys. I gotta have it that way. All right. One steam move just came in here just a moment ago. Let me get it to you, and then we'll roll with the NFL. It was Bobby Morris. Got the steam here right now, and we are seeing the steam come in here on Robert Morris in their college basketball matchup today against the Stetson Hatters. Robert Morris was as low as a 10.5-point favorite, but they're up to 13 here right now, and some steam reported in for Robert Morris in their game against Stetson here today. And what's the total in that one? Here now, 145. Okay. Let's get to this great NFL card. Every NFL card is great. And here we go. All right, first up, we've got the Houston Texans here taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Colts favored here by 3. The Texans come in here hot once again, right, with Davis Mills. But no, not with Davis Mills. Yes, Davis Mills led them to a little bit of a winning streak while Stroud was out with concussion symptoms, but he's back. Is Stroud here today? And, well, is it the right move? Davis Mills was hot. He was looking good. He was playing, pocket quarterback in there with that good Texans defense, kind of resurgent here to go to 6-5. But, well, Stroud's healthy, and they're going to go back to Stroud Probably the right thing to do anyway. But Mills, he has his remember the great stat that Sharkey gave out. Remember he was 116-1 there for over a few years, couple years, quarterbacking the Texans, but he just led them to some wins here recently. But the Colts are going to be favored in this one, minus 3.5 or 3 right now, maybe juiced up a little bit. Real quickly here, Coastal Carolina taking some steam in college basketball. Here they were a 5.5 point favorite. Coastal Carolina in this one. They're up here today against Alabama A&M. And Coastal here was a 6.5 point favorite, and they're up to 7, about 7 here right now on some steam. Coastal Carolina. Let me talk my story here with the Texans and the Colts. Colts right now sitting in third place in the AFC, leading the South here. That 8-3 record. You got the Texans on the outside looking in, but still, if they can win this game on the road, they'd improve their chances dramatically, giving them 2/3 of a chance to make the postseason. They're on the bubble, on the outside looking in here right now. But the Colts here. As a favorite, it looks like I said, it has moved down here just a little bit from 3.5 to 3. It opened as high as 4.5 did the Colts. So maybe the move here is on the Texans a little bit. They've got a little bit of momentum going here right now. And for the Colts coming in here and Daniel Jones, maybe it's been a little bit of a slump with a couple losses here in their last 3 games right now. Losses to Kansas City and Pittsburgh, but the Colts are still 4-1 against the spread here at home. And meanwhile, Houston just 1-4 against the spread on the road and 1-3 against the spread as an underdog here. But it feels like for the most part, the Texans are the ones kind of attracting the attention of the betting public. What say you in the chat here with the Texans taking on the Colts here today? I want to hear from you. The Texans here won their last 3 by margins of 7 points, 3 points, and 4 points. Texans are 12-9, last 21. ATS is a road underdog here. They've been extremely opportunistic, plus 13 in turnovers in their last 8 games here coming in. The Colts, that 7-1 start, been tempered a little bit with the 1-2 record over the last 3 games. But they're going up against the Texans defense that's held 7 of the last 9 opponents under 300 yards. Still, the Colts here with Steichen, 13-11 against the spread. 8-9 against the spread, last 17 as let me get this right here with the Colts and these numbers here in this home favorite role. Like we said, 4-3 ATS is a favorite this season for the Indianapolis Colts. So Colts have gone over and for their last 6 games coming in, but it's Houston been a pretty solid under. They've gone under in 4 of their last 5. They're 1-3 to the under in their underdog role and 3-8 to the under overall. But I'm peeking here at this one, and I think I'm going to have to go over in this one with Indiana hosting Houston here today. Might be going off the board a little bit as far as the trends with these 2 teams are concerned. I think the Colts have been a little bit of an over team for sure, but the under has come in 8 of the last 11 meetings between the 2 teams. But with this one having dipped down here a little bit, we're in the controlled environment. I want to go over here in this one at 44.5 here right now. And we'll see something in the chat. What were you guys saying about Jones? I mean, Jones, to my knowledge, is a probable in this game. Did I miss something in the chat? Let me go to the chat here and see what's going on. It just shook me up a little bit when I saw that because Jones was on the injured list, obviously, with that. Just a broken leg. He'll be fine. They'll tape it up. So let me see what you guys have there. I don't want to miss anything on this one, but I've not seen any reports that Jones would miss the game, even though he looked pretty bad in those reps. They had that video of him this week taking the reps there. By the way, the Ole Miss press conference that was scheduled for 7 a.m. Pacific time has been moved again. They're going to have it at 5 p.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific time. They've delayed it again. They have the Lane Kiffin press conference is delayed, and Marty Smith, he's still out front of the office there waiting while everybody, they snuck out back and went home, and Marty basically sitting there with his hair gel in his suit, thought he was going to get a scoop and didn't. All right, let me hear from you guys in the chat. I've screwed this game up enough. Houston's won 4 of the last 5 games against Indianapolis. These were division rivals, so the stats are a little bit more pertinent here. Texans actually 4-1-1 in the last 6 straight up in the series. They've won their last 3 trips into Indy by 1 point, by 4 points, and by 2 points. The unders come in 7 of the last 10 here, actually. And let me hear from you guys in the chat. Hello, chat. All right, Billy says he likes Houston in this one. I think we already said that one, though, but let's see here. There's our Tom's taking the Texans here in this one. I think the Texans will be pretty popular in the chat. Here's VAR on the Texans. Texans money line. The defense is too much for a QB with a broken leg. Hey, it's just a broken leg. You'll be fine. VAR with the over here. Schultz prop here over. Yeah, I don't mind the matchup here. I just was worried because there was an injury designation here today, I do believe, with Dalton Schultz. Let me see though. Oh, I think he's good to go here right now. Obviously, I think he left the last game, or at least he was a bit of a struggle bus in the last game. Robert here on the Texans. Blake is on the Texans as well. Kane says they can win their division. Colts money line here, though, for Thomas. Kevin likes Houston. Pair him up with the Bills. Damon Waring, good morning, hello. Robert likes the over here. M. the Greats on the Colts. Could Jones get knocked out of the game today? Philly Eagle Flyer. Good morning. And let's see here. Georgia over Alabama, says Billy. And Nuke says Danny Dimes is he's not Indiana Jones anymore. He's back to Danny Dimes. So right now he's on the downswing. All right. And Damon says Houston money line with Collins for a touchdown there. And how about Taylor over in his yardage prop? He does so well here, and he's going to have to do well. I think the Colts need a big day from Taylor in order to get this win and this cover. I think Taylor is going to have a strong game, because I think Houston's defense, I do agree with you guys a little bit here, but for me, I am going over here. And the Colts try to get a bounce back spot. Houston has all that momentum, and they're returning Stroud to the lineup. Look, I'm not saying that I'm the Stroud guy in here, right? Some people still not so much with C.J. Stroud. Maybe they'd even prefer Davis Mills to go in this game. But all right. Schultz is in a great position, though, no doubt about it. Waring's got him for a TD. I would say, actually, now that I see his designation is pretty good here, right? Not, he is in the game certainly here. Did he even have an injury? I thought he did have an injury tag, but nonetheless, he's probably my favorite player on the Texans for the props here today. Greg likes it 27-20 for Houston. Chris Warren, nice to have you in there today. Good to see you. Greg said Troy there last night was good to go. Hey, we had Troy here. I had Troy. And Billy, right, there no doubt, and it worked out, right, because Ole Miss isn't really going to where they needed to go, but does, these coaches got to make the move and get in there, and they can't coach those teams. He was going to try to bend the rules there a little bit or break the rules, and why not? I mean, we can do whatever we want. I mean, in today's society, so to speak, when it comes to coaching an extra game or two, why not let them, even if they've already signed up for the other team? They have loyalty with those players and everything. You don't want all the players leaving there in these bowl games. It's different maybe with the playoff now, but all right, Greg likes it 24-20. Let's move on here. And I'm going to take the over in this one with the Texans and the Colts. Like I said, I think it's still in that indoor environment here. Look, I know the Texans D's been great, but Taylor can still, I think, have a good day against him here. And I think you got to ride Taylor all the way if you're the Colts here today. All right. And let's keep it going here and move on to the Cardinals taking on the Bucks here in Tampa. And the Bucks are favored here by 3.5, and the total 49.5. This one's seen some pretty big action here this week. Tampa Bay was nearly a touchdown favorite on some of the openers here this week, although some of the books later to market came closer to this number. In fact, some books opened Bucks lower than this, actually. Circa went from 2.5, but some of the early numbers had this one as high as 6 here right now. And hey, when you got Jacoby Brissett going in there, Baker's good to go here, as we said today, with that shoulder. He keeps tugging at it. He looks like me on the show here, rubbing and itching my self on the air. So Tampa Bay here, 3.5, total 44.5 here in this one with Baker at home. Look, Cardinals, maybe you can drum up some interest here in the Cards today, but they're still just 3-8. Tampa still needing all these games whenever they can get them here right now. They're in first place here, obviously, right now, and 6-5 record. And look, they've got a good chance of still making the playoffs. The Panthers are on their heels, but yeah, I think the Panthers got their work cut out for them to chase down the perennial champs here, especially when the Panthers are going to be such big underdogs today. But both teams come in here with 3-game losing streaks right now, actually. Tampa with losses to New England, to Buffalo, to the Rams. Those are all tough opponents, and they failed in all 3 of those games. Meanwhile, Arizona's lost 3 straight to some pretty tough competition as well. Seattle, San Francisco, and Jacksonville. Arizona's 4-1 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay 1-3 against the spread at home. But whether or not Arizona can generate enough offense today with some of the players they have out, Arizona missing key running backs. Yeah, they got a little bit healthier in the backfield here for this one coming in. So they're not totally decimated because, Bam Knight, he is on track to play, and he looked great in these last 2 games. But DeMercado, he's out of the game here today for Arizona. So it'll be mostly Bam Knight in the backfield today. Not only is DeMercado out, Benson's out as well. But Knight is he's questionable, but I think he'll make this lineup. They're going to need him to. But I said Tampa, getting a little bit healthier here with their guys. Tristan Wirfs, he is probable here for this one as well. So I feel like it's a good matchup actually for Tampa Bay here. I know there's a little bit of movement here, it feels like, to Arizona. Yeah, they cover these games as a dog. Tampa's 4-0 to the over at home so far this season. Arizona's 7-4 to the over overall, and 5-3 to the over as a dog. Although they are 2-3 to the under on the road, I still kind of want to take the over here in this one, despite this big. I say big, it's not really that big. It's all the way down to 44.5. Some books open this game as high as 49.5, the look ahead anyway. And I think with this thing down here to 44.5 today, I'm going to go over in this one. I'm going to take the over with Arizona and Tampa Bay. I think you're going to see the Bucks produce some points here today, and maybe go off. How about that? Do you think they can? Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have to say in this one, with the Cardinals taking on the Bucks here today in Tampa, Florida. Let's hear from you in the chat, see what you guys like here in this one. Cards are, just 3-8. They've still lost 8 of their last 9, no matter how you look at it. They do play a lot of close games, though. I'll give you that.
Final.
8 of their 11 games have been decided by a touchdown or less, but they're not getting a touchdown today. Cards 8-2 is a road underdog in their last 10, dating back to last season. Tampa Bay on a losing skid here, losing 4 of their last 5. Buccaneers have won the last 2 in this series, 19-16 and 30-27, but they really haven't been recent meetings here. Buccaneers 12-5, last 17 ATS coming in off of a loss. Here we go with your picks. And it's going to be, let's see here. Thanks for the picks in the last game, guys. They're sorry I moved on so fast here. Here's an over for VAR. He's with me here in this one. Greg likes it for Tampa here, 27-20. That score works perfectly for me. I'll take that and go to the window. Cash Kane maybe liking the over. Thomas liking the over. Tampa in a must-win. They are, but according to the NFL metrics, if they lose this game, just because of what's on tap, they're still going to be, they're currently an 87% chance to make the playoffs, according to the NFL metrics. If they were to lose, they would fall to 81%. If they win, they'd go up to 90%. So it is a must-win, but you're in the division with Carolina. Carolina's 10-point dogs today. So even if they both lose, they're kind of still in the same position they were in. Blake's got the over. Return of Bucky. Robert's got the over as well. Johnny 9 Legacy says take the Cards here. Cards maybe getting healthy in that passing game with Harrison back from that appendectomy. That sucks. Hey, Steve, Lefterion here. Nice to see you, Steve. Thank you very much for your support of me here on the Sports Money Network. Really appreciate you. Elliot likes it over here in this one. And LALV says we got a consensus in here. Hey, LALV knows how we play the game. I think he says we've got a consensus over here. All right, I'm on the over. You guys are on the over. Let's take it over here on Sunday.
Final.
All right, a few more here. Maybe there's Brissett to go over here. And, yep, we like the over there. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, and let's see your Bucks team total over possibly. And there's Mike. He loves those percentages, so he'll keep us posted on that. And let's see. Chris says, I think he's saying Brissett under in his passing yards. All right. Let's keep it moving here right now with the next game between the Jaguars here taking on the Texans today. You got Jacksonville coming in here. Hey, 7-4 right now. Just when you wanted to kind of, I don't want to say we're going to bury, Jacksonville necessarily because, they're having a pretty good season, but they kind of are in that point of the season where they kind of faded sometimes in the past. And but they've won 2 in a row here right now. And you're going up against a Tennessee team still in a big time funk here at this point. So even the Jaguars are 6-point favorites on the road. I say 6. It's down to even 5.5 here right now, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because they opened 7 here. And what kind of excitement can you possibly generate here with the Titans to want to take them here off of a key number? It feels like, right, in this one. But I kind of want to. I mean, I think this is the point where the Jacksonville kind of, whether or not they lose this game, I don't know about that. I mean, the Titans are just dreadful. I mean, this streak's been bad here, but I kind of want to take these points actually and figure the Titans. Jacksonville always they're not any good covering some bigger numbers. In fact, like I said, this is more of a discount here. It feels like right now. So for Jacksonville here, hey, maybe it is a spot for them to cover a road game, laying almost a touchdown here, but I'm probably going to take the Titans, but let's get into it. I'm sure that you guys are probably going to want to take, maybe still get on, on the Jags here now at a discounted price of 5.5. But let's get into it. Cam Ward. They're you're not turning away from Cam Ward now. You've come this far. You're not going anywhere. You're going to keep him in there and just keep him learning, keep him working, and try to get his game up here a little bit. For the Jaguars, they've won 3 of their last 5, and they've scoring over 30 points a game. And a little bit of steam here real quick, if I may. University of San Diego against Long Beach State. I like this USD team here today to win and cover, but they are getting steam here right now in their game against Long Beach. USD was 1.5 against Long Beach, and they're moving higher here right now in a late afternoon game on the road. And we're seeing San Diego right now up to a 2.5 point favorite against Long Beach. I like USD today. Spread's going up, though. All right. So Jacksonville with consecutive wins over the Chargers and Arizona. They got the money in both those games, including last week on the road against Arizona, back-to-back road games. If they already did lose, did Jacksonville at Houston, a little bit different opponent, but they beat the Raiders on the road, didn't cover, and then the next week lost at Houston. Meanwhile, Tennessee's covered 3 straight games, despite the fact that they can't win. Covering as a dog, they covered against Houston at home, getting 5.5 points. A very comparable opponent, wouldn't you say? In a 16-13 loss. Look, this is going to be, I think, a lower scoring game here. I don't know if it would be that low of scoring, but I'm taking Tennessee here plus the points at now 5.5. UC Irvine taking some steam here against San Jose State just now. UC Irvine was a 1 point favorite or so, and they're taking some steam up to 2.5 as well in their game at San Jose State today. UC Irvine just took some steam here on the Morning Steam Show. I'll go into your comments here. I don't know if I want to elaborate too much further on this one. Like I said, I'm on Tennessee, so I can't make up a bunch of excuses here as to why they're going to cover, other than the fact that they did, get these 3 consecutive covers here right now. And yes, I do like Mike McCoy. I think he can win this job, but he's going to have to win a couple of games here somewhere. I talked him up in that Charger game, and they did get the money there. All right, let's see here. Let me go to the chat. So Titans just 3-8 against the spread. Their last 11 division home games, 5-15 against the spread. Last 20 coming off a loss, 7-15. Last 22 as an underdog against the spread. So Jacksonville's won 5 of the last 6 in the series. They've won 2 of the last 3 here in Nashville. But I'm taking the Titans. I'm going to need some help. Might need some excuses from you guys to take them, but I'm taking them. And let's see here what you guys have in the chat. In this one, all right, here is over, I think, for Thomas. Our Tom's going to take the Titans plus the points with me, and so is Cash Kane. All right. Let's see here as well. VAR's on the under here. Yeah, I think I like that, huh? Billy talking up a little NHL in there. Titans to win, says 9 Legacy today. Billy Siegfried said the Cowboys are going to win their division. I think he just said right there. Robert likes the over here. And Mike Seth here, he likes the Titans on the money line. Also, Robert on the Titans here with me. Blake says Titans first half. So I think a lot of people seeing kind of what I am here with the Jaguars. Look, they might be able to get this one done, but nobody really trusts this Jaguars team on the road or long term, it feels like. And in division games, that's kind of the way it goes. So far, NFL home dogs this season, 9-7. Home division dogs, 9-7 so far this season in division games. I don't know if that's much of a stat, but all right. Billy, will Lawrence finally? Lawrence has had his chances in the playoffs, right? Because they're kind of in a weak division, too. But also that Irvine game, we're seeing some steam to the over here right now. I kind of was going the other way, but steam to the over in that Irvine-San Jose game as well. It was 135.5, but it's moving up here right now, too, quickly. 137.5, steam to the over with Irvine and San Jose State. All right. Also, Damon likes the Titans there as well. And let's see here, Billy. The one thing I don't like is when they try to use Trevor for a quarterback sneak. He's not the strongest guy in the world. You know what I mean? And, man, Gavin Newsom is being talked about in the chat. I know this show has gone to all hell. Although I'm the left guy in here. All right. Yeah, I'd always take the dogs in these divisions. That's what I'm doing. I'm just taking the dog here. All right. Let's see. Any more? Pollard over in his rush. Blake says, how about Gruden to the Titans? I already tried to get him on the Raiders here, but if Blake's saying Gruden to the Titans, how about that?
Play.
Keep the steam coming in college basketball because that's pretty much the extent of our coverage here probably today with the college game, but we want to keep abreast of it. Steam to the under here with Siena and Maine. Siena is an 11-point favorite, but the total's moving on the under here with the was 127.5. We're down to 125.5. Steam to the under here with Siena and Maine. I know you guys like that, like those steam moves, or I do. I like the steam moves. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Billy, for all your comments here on those other sports. Really appreciate it. If I had time, I'd get more into it, but we're on a short schedule here a little bit here on Sundays. Jaguars might lose. Tennessee good to a win. Damon says, how about Gruden to the Browns? So far, I got him on the Raiders. Blake has him on the Titans. Damon's got him on the Browns. Look, the thing about Gruden, he's kind of cleared of any wrongdoing. Should have never had nobody wants their emails exposed. You're not supposed to really do that, especially if you go obtain them kind of not fairly, if you know what I mean. So
Steam play.
I think everybody agrees that he's good for the game. And, sometimes if you know somebody, you can make a slur about him in a way, but nothing that's racially offensive, I guess. All right, Monmouth and Lafayette. We're seeing some steam to the under in this one between Monmouth and Lafayette today. That's Lafayette Leopards. Monmouth was a 2-point favorite, but the steam actually has come in here on the under in that one. It was 141.5. We're down to 139 here with Monmouth and Lafayette. Steam to the under on the college basketball board here today. All right, and let's see here. And when Gruden was the coach at Tampa Bay, I went to the Super Bowl one. I went to the Super Bowl one time. It was the Tampa Bay over the Raiders, over the Oakland Raiders. That was my one time. Hope I can make it again to the bowl. All right. Titans here for Elliott. You guys are on this one here. SF9 says Gruden is going to Vegas. I got to think that Vegas is the spot for Gruden. I mean, they would take him back. I don't think it was. They had to get rid of him. I mean, remember, they were fighting. Even Davis was fighting to somehow keep Gruden through that episode. It wasn't going to make it at the time, really, especially at that time when the PC level was high in this country. You think it was high now, but remember, it was high then. Okay, we got to keep this moving right now. All right. Appreciate the comments, guys. I'm gonna have to move on. I'm by the way on the Titans. There we go. Rams, Panthers here, and we're talking Panthers. This is a problem with the Tampa Bay lead. You got the Panthers here, 10-point dog against red hot LA. Now the Panthers are they're 6-6. Don't forget, everybody. I mean they've been great this season. If you're a Panthers follower, right? To be 6-6, this is going to be a positive season for the Panthers. It feels like, even if they fall short of the playoffs, unless they go winless the rest of the way, but they can come anywhere close to 500 and threaten to get in the playoffs. I think that's progress here right now for the Panthers. And when you're getting 10.5, maybe that's enough. It's just that the Rams are covering everything in sight. It feels like even these big numbers, they covered against Tampa, laying 7.5. They covered against the Niners. They covered 14 against New Orleans. Remember, at home, they covered against Jacksonville. They're crushing everybody right now. I know the Rams, look, they're right there. I mean, you look at these NFC teams, I don't think the Rams are forgotten about. Everybody knows how good they're playing here, it feels like, right now. And why couldn't they be the best team in the NFC? We're seeing some flaws in some of these teams in Philadelphia, in Detroit. Green Bay continues to look pretty strong, but I think we can agree that the Rams probably have a little bit better offense. Whether or not their defense is totally better than the Packers is debatable, but Rams certainly have a strong defense. Rams got everything strong this year.
Team play.
They're also 3-1 against the spread on the road, 8-2 against the spread as a favorite. I mean, 8-2 against the spread as a favorite for these guys. Yeah, got to lay some big points here at 10.5, and you might want to get off that hook, but Colgate and Fordham, some steam here to the under in this one between Colgate and Fordham. We saw this one here right now at it was 143.5 or so between Colgate and Fordham, and right now we're seeing it down here to 140.5. It was as high as 144.5, but down to 140.5. Colgate's a road favorite by 1.5, but the steam came in here on the under just moments ago with Colgate and Fordham. Okay, I'm talking Panthers and Rams here in this one. Look, Panthers 7-5 ATS, 7-4 ATS is a dog. They're alternating wins and losses here. This would be time for a win, but they are at home. They lost to Green Bay, of course, on the road, 16-13 in a closely rated game. But have also thrown in some clunkers, right? They lost to New Orleans at home. Got blasted by Buffalo. So, look, the Panthers having a pretty strong season, but the Rams are just crushing everything in sight. It feels like I don't even know if I can get up for 10.5. I love taking 10.5. Longwood and American, we already talked about that game a little bit. We're seeing some steam here to the under with Longwood. We said it came in on American already. Now the steam's coming in on the under here with Longwood and American. It was 148.5, but we're down to 147 here. Actually, had it open 149, so 2-point move to the under here, Longwood and American. All right. Anyways, let me hear from you guys in the chat. I haven't even begun to maybe talk a breakdown here, but at 10.5, really it's just up to you to decide. I think, is that enough points here with a good Carolina, a decent Carolina team, no doubt about it. But you're going up against arguably the number one team in the league. I said it with the Rams. There's some others in there, of course, you can throw in, of course, here. But Tutu Atwell here, Mumfield, they're all probable. All these wide receivers we had questions with LA today here. Mumfield's been kind of active, in that lineup, but Atwell's in there as well. All right, another steam move here, college basketball. I got to keep these coming. Belmont and College of Charleston. We're seeing some steam here to the under in this one with Belmont and C of C here. Full disclosure, on the 7-pack that I sent out, I did give out the over, but the steam just came in on the under. So hopefully it works out for us there. I don't like when that happens, but it was 156.5. And hey, I'm giving you a play here off the premiums that I sent out overnight. Usually when I send those out, I think the line is going to move against us, but apparently this one going the other way here right now. Steam to the under with Belmont and College of Charleston. Steam to the under here right now. It was 156.5. We're down to 154.5, but I like the over here. Hopefully it will go down a little bit further. All right, let me just go into the chat here and see what you guys have. I don't know if I can make up any excuses necessarily for the Rams here to try to get this, because that is a pretty intimidating number, but I'm going to take the Rams here. They've allowed in their last 6 games just 3, 7, 10, 26, of course. They're in that game to San Francisco, but then 19 and then 7, of course, last week. So I'm going to go with the Rams here to crush the Panthers. The last 7 games, the Rams, you might consider them in the first half. They've outscored their opposition 126-42 in the first half. They're 17-8 against the spread last 25 as a favorite, 17-9 against the spread last 26 coming in off of win. This is a bit of a short week here for the Panthers. Obviously, they played Monday against the Niners. Panthers 15-10 last 25 as a home underdog against the spread. They're also 5-0 against the spread this year, coming in off of a loss. They're no Detroit Lions, but Rams have won the last 2 games in this series. However, this is the Rams' first visit here to Charlotte since before the pandemic. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under, and I think the Panthers are going to have some problems scoring today. So let's see what you got here in the chat. I'm going with the Rams to win and cover. I'm going to buy it off that hook here and maybe lay 10 or 9.5 and just lay it. Here we go. See what you guys have in this one. Here we go. Okay, our tops, Panthers here. Cash Cane, maybe they'll drill them. Here's Greg right on the number here.
Steam play.
Stetson and Robert Morris. We're seeing some steam here to the under. We already talked about this game, right, with that steam that originally came in here on Robert Morris, right, there against the spread. Now we're seeing the steam to the under here in this one with Stetson and Robert Morris. Steam to the under, it was 145, but right now we're seeing this one go lower all the way to 142.5 right now. Steam to the under with Stetson and Robert Morris happening right now here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Gruden, remember he was with the great point, Terrell. And remember, they had those interceptions as well. Jackson had those 2 interceptions, ran one back for a touchdown. Right? So yeah, that was something there. They dominated them. The only thing I was bummed out about going to the Super Bowl, it was like a typical Super Bowl, right? Because it was a blowout. And turned out to be kind of one-sided. So, but at least I got to go to the bowl there a little bit. And hey, I even got proof. All right, I even got proof that I was at the bowl. Oh, here it is. Look right here. I dialed it up on my phone. There I am at the Super Bowl. You see right there, Buccaneers Super Bowl champs, and there I am in front of not AI. There I am. Look how old that scoreboard is. That's how. That's not even a jumbotron anymore. Maybe there's hair under that hat. All right. Let's see here. Rams for Thomas. And let's see here. Don't see how the Panthers score. I think it is going to be a big-time problem for the Panthers to get much going offensively here in this game. The Rams are so hot. VAR with the Rams lay the points. Here's Robert with the under. Greg says, don't sleep on Seattle. Hey, that sleepless. Are you sleepless in Seattle? Here's the problem with Seattle winning the Super Bowl. They played their last 2 games of the season on the road because of their positioning in the tough division. don't hold up the number 2 on your show. You'll get balloons. Because of the fact where they'll end up in the standings here, probably they're going to end up being on the road. If they were to go to the Super Bowl, they'd have to basically play 5 straight road games and win 3 of them. Here, and they may even have to win those other, one of those other 2 or so. So they'd be like, if you count the Super Bowl as kind of a road game, they'd be 6 straight road games to win the Super Bowl. I think that's very, very difficult. And the Super Bowl high seeds are actually the way to go. Sometimes, we get some outliers here. Jermaine's got the over. Chris says the line might be a little bit too high. Stafford for some TDs in here. LALB's got some parlays for us. Puka to go over, I think, here for SF Niner. And Chris Warren said all day long here for this Rams offense today. Over in his touchdowns here. Rams can they get another Super Bowl. Rams for Johnny, over for Seth. LALB's got some Niners in here, some totals in here. All right, no AI. That wasn't AI, right? I was really at the game right there. Greg said it was a good game, but it ended up being kind of a blowout for the Bucks. Rams plus the points today, and you guys are talking Villa. I'm watching it here. No score, 62nd minute. Let's keep it moving here right now in the NFL. Man, I've only got a half an hour to wrap this up, you guys. This thing's cruising here. I'll give out my plays in the other sports quickly. Saints and Dolphins here with the Saints on the road. They're getting 4.5 now from the Dolphins. This one continues to move kind of in the Saints direction of all things here. But you know what? I'm liking the Saints in this one. I'm taking the Saints here plus the points against the Dolphins today. I want Tyler Shuck. Look, hey, at least he's looked better than Rattler. Here, the Saints have gotten a few things done here of late. I'm not saying they're turning anything around. They're 2-9, but they're going up against a 4-7 Miami team. I don't want to lay any points with Miami, although they've won 2 straight. They kind of waking up here. Look, I'm the McDaniel guy in here. Nobody likes him, but I still do. Still, I can't sell you on any stats with the Saints. They've been terrible against the spread. 2-7 ATS as an underdog here. Miami's gotten some numbers. They're 3-2 against the spread at home coming in here. But, hey, I just have this one, maybe a game that the Saints can actually get the offense going a little bit with Tyler Shuck in here. And a Miami defense that's obviously kind of, throwing in the towel. They're not very good anyways. So I'm actually going to take the points here with New Orleans. I might even sprinkle the money line here for a little bit of an upset. I'm not impressed right now with Miami, even though I'm kind of the last man standing, kind of supporting this team. If anything, I'm watching them even more closely, and I'm going to take the points here in this one with the Saints on the road. Saints here, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Shuck does have a win, though, here. That's something Rattler really couldn't do, right? They beat Carolina on the road 2 weeks ago, 17-7. Saints are 6-13 against the spread their last 19 games when coming in off of a loss. I can't really read you. Oh, here, I got to sneeze, you guys. Oh, I think that's where I'm supposed to throw in the commercial there for winnable. All right. Anyway, the Dolphins have won 2 of their last 3 after a 1-6 start. They are 3-7 against the spread their last 10 when coming off a win. I think they may, probably get the win here, but I'm not going to take them to cover the spread, actually. I'm going to take them here. Saints haven't been here in 8 years, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints here in this interconference game here, and I'm going to grab 4.5 points. I'm taking the Saints today in this one. Over the Dolphins, I'm hear from you in the chat. I got no numbers really to back this one up, other than the fact Miami's lost 8 of their last 12. coming in. Let me get your comments. This is kind of one of the ugly games here. We won't spend too much time on it. Dolphins have covered 4 of their last 5 at home right now, so I'll just cough on the air. I don't have a cough button. All right, Greg said, what happened in USC UCLA? It turned out to be a blowout there, Greg. Yesterday, hey, I think we had that one too. By the way, we had that one. We had a blowout on that one. Let's see here. Thomas is on the over. Terrell says Dolphins team total over there. Waller for an ATD. There's Greg. It's 23-20. And yeah, I just, I think the Saints look. Hasn't been a great year. We know that, but I'm not necessarily down on Kellen Moore as coach. I think he'll survive here. And the Saints, whatever reason, sometimes their defense has shown up in some games. Dolphins money line, lean to the over. Thank you, PEF for that one. Miami doesn't play good against bad teams. I know that, right? New Orleans, though, let's see, a terrible dog, though, here today. And what about he says, what about the status of Kamara, Ramon? What are you going to do about that? Yeah. Let's see here right now. Kamara, he's definitely out of this game. Olave is questionable. There's the Villa goal. Okay. And Tremaine says he'll lay it with the Dolphins, it looks like. There it is. All right, we'll just skip that one here real quick. I got to finish the show, don't I? Falcons and Jets here right now with the Jets at home. Here, they're an underdog to the Falcons? Come on, this is the New York Jets. Who do you think the Falcons are? We are. Still here, I don't know if I can get behind the Falcons laying points on the road. Come on. I mean, the Jets got to win sometime. Falcons are in here coming off of a win, of course, over New Orleans, 24-10 last time out. Jets have lost 2 straight, but they did cover last out there against the Titans, that 13-point loss, getting 14 points. Atlanta just 1-4 against the spread as a favorite. Jets are 6-3 against the spread as an underdog here. Total here has dropped to 38. It's going to be cold, but relatively nice day there, I believe, in New York, but there still should be some chilly temperatures today. Nonetheless, I kind of want to take the under here in this one with Atlanta and the Jets right now. I think the points might be a little bit difficult here. Actually, you got an Atlanta team. They're already 1-4 to the under on the road. The Jets have actually played a few overs here, but I think it's Atlanta that's going to have the problem scoring in this game, actually. With Penix out, you got Cousins in there. You still got your Bijan, but you got Drake London. He's out of this game, reported here. We already knew it was going to be that way, but they've reconfirmed it here, it looks like, this morning. So no Drake London. We know how key he is to this team. So I'm going to go with the under here with the Falcons and the Jets here on Sunday. Got the Falcons. They just snapped their 5-game losing streak with that win last week, but they are just 5-12 against the spread, last 17 off of a win, 6-11 against the spread in non-conference games. Coming in, Atlanta has gone over in 3 of their last 4, despite what I said about a lot of unders this season. They're 4-7 to the under overall, just picking it up here of late. The Jets, they don't win when they don't score. They don't win, period. Whether or not Aaron Glenn can survive here, that might be another question. But the Jets are 11-17. Last 28 is a home underdog against the spread. They're also 6-20 against the spread in non-conference games. So they don't necessarily have any spread advantages here, although they are 11-6 against the spread. Or AFC East underdogs in non-division games this season are 11-6 against the spread. So they've kind of outplayed non-divisional opponents here a little bit. So I'm going to end up here going under, though, in this one between Atlanta and the Jets. Atlanta's won 5 of the last 6 in the series, but they don't play very frequently. Give me the under here with the Falcons and the Jets. Your comments are welcome in the chat. Okay, here we go. Atlanta here for Thomas. Greg likes Atlanta to win the game by 3. Of course he does. Right under. He likes an under, though. All right. Jets money line here for Cash Kane. Under for LALB. Blake will take the Jets on the money line. Here's a Bijan under in his R&R. And Jets are a good dog. Here says 9 Legacy. Cousins to throw a pick, says Chris. He's got Breece Hall over. So do I. I've got Breece Hall. He's my favorite player for the props today, Chris. I think I'm going to play some Breece Hall props today for sure. Falcons outdoors, not as comfortable maybe. Here's VAR here, says Falcons. And weather could be a factor. Yeah, we're going to get to that one in just a moment. The Browns, the wind is howling in Cleveland today. And Cash King Jets will be winning this one. Greg says no London is no problem. Robert likes Atlanta. And Terrell says the Falcons will find a way to lose to the Jets. And that it'll finally be. It was a bad decision for the Rams. For the Falcons, they had other. Morris has had success. It just isn't working out. Seth is on the Jets. Elliott's on the under. I got to keep it going here if I'm going to finish this show here on the Morning Steam. We got a bunch of NFL previews coming up. These guys, they don't need me. You got Mike and Sharky coming up the top of the hour. But let me talk about this one here with the 49ers and the Browns real quick. Yes, the wind is big time here. This is a problem here right now with the rain is gone, but the wind is going crazy here in Cleveland. That's going to make life difficult for these two teams, and it might bring up the volatility a little bit. Maybe even Shador can find a way in this one as a underdog here against the 49ers. Look, 49ers are just fine. They're a road favorite here. Things are still going swimmingly here for the 49ers coming in. They're 8-4, winners of 2 straight. They've kind of rectified things a little bit, and they're heading back in the right direction. And yeah, I mean, do they play a weak schedule here? They played Arizona and Carolina, and now they got to play Cleveland. But kind of lose the good teams, beat the bad teams. And what do we have here? We got a bad team, but I think Shador. I'm not going to get into it because I've already been into it, talking about Sanders here and what he could mean to this Browns franchise. We know we've got to give him another chance here, and I think this one goes under, though. I'm going under here. This one's dropped dramatically. 42.5 was a general opener. In fact, I think it's even gone lower here with this weather update right now, down to 35 here in this one. I'll still take the under in this one. You've got that wind, and look, is Brock Purdy even the right coach? Maybe we should put Mac back in there the way things have been going. But in this one, I'll just take the under. I think the volatility will be high here in this game. And you've got that Browns defense. Purdy could end up on – Mac Jones could end up in the game if Purdy gets rocked to the turf here a little bit. Cleveland's 4-0 against the spread at home this season. San Francisco's been a strong cover, 5-2 to the good on the road, 5-2. Also ATS as a favorite. San Francisco is also 5-2 to the over on the road, but I got to go under here with these windy conditions. I think they're saying upwards of 25 mile an hour winds here, sustained, I believe, throughout the game in this one. So that has to be taken into consideration here right now. Temperature about 36 degrees, but 25 mile an hour winds throughout the game in this one is going to make it tough. Sanders, he likes to get sacked as well. And against the Niners, they don't have that same defense right now. I think they still have enough defense here maybe to win this game, but I think it's going to be close here, close, low-scoring game in this one. Man, we could see this one, easily be in the 17-14 range or something like that, I think, here tonight. get your comments real quick, you guys. Appreciate the rush here. And Cleveland, interest in. They didn't play. Cleveland beat San Francisco. I don't think they played them last year, right? You can only play the other team. You might have to set me straight on that one. I don't know if they played last year. Okay, Browns and under here. Jags and let's see, Browns here for Robert. LALB says first quarter under, first half under, full game under. And Billy's worried about the line for the Falcons. Here's the Browns on the alternate line for Barr. Purdy in the cold. That's no good. Put in Mac Jones. He knows how to play in the cold. Sanders over in his passing yards. Yeah, I mean, Sanders, the passing is going to be very, very difficult, Chris. I think that's why you're seeing these numbers so low in the passing game. Everybody knows, you can play in the rain. You can play in the snow. It's the wind you don't want. Greg says the wrong team's favored, but the Browns is a favorite in this one. I'll take it. I go under here as well. Interception parlay in this one. And, I think the attempts will also be limited a little bit, but still could be a pick, I guess. Huh? Greg says Cleveland will win the game outright. Browns are live here. Super under for the Browns. You got a rookie quarterback in there who has, hey, he's made some plays. I think Sanders is a playmaker. Browns here. I don't know. I don't know about any. Chris has got some ball sack props. I don't know what that means, but okay. All right. I think that might be it for this one. I got to keep it moving. Garrett's going to sack Purdy. You got to think so, don't you? Purdy under in his rushing yards here. And I think Garrett might have I thought he was saying he had 24 sacks. He might get a 5 back today, huh? I just think the dropbacks are going to be limited. That's all. Oh, beat the Packers. Thank you, Greg. I get it now. CMC over in his rushing yards. Yeah, perfect attempts there, right? Yeah, those numbers are dropping because of the weather. Look, we already talked about. I was on another show last night talking about the 25-mile-an-hour winds in the game. So it's just now starting to come to light a little bit with all the shows coming on, and they're showing the conditions there in Cleveland. Big time winds. And how about Judkins? He's already performing great this season. Should have a big game. I gotta like Judkins in this game. All right, let's get to the afternoon games here now real quick. We'll see what we have time for in the end. The Vikings, oh, man, the poor Vikings here. They're going to have to J.J. McCarthy out of this game, and the Vikings here, they're going to go with Brosmer in here at quarterback for Max Brosmer. Look, the Vikings might be high on him as a possible replacement here to come in and play this game today for the Vikings here. He's been in there a couple of times already this season, stepping in a few plays. I think he's 5 for 8 this year on his passing attempts, but getting the start here for the first time in his career. Here he played at the University of Minnesota, so he's kind of a home guy, and you might like him a little better if he was at home. I think this is big time trouble here actually for Minnesota today. You've seen the line go up to 12.5 here with the announcement of him being in the lineup. In fact, it might be down to 12 a little bit, maybe even 11.5. So maybe there's a move on the Vikings here, but I don't know if that's the right move. I think the Hawks might smash the Vikings here today. I'm going to go under in this one. This one's already dropped from 43.5 to 41.5, but I'm okay with it here. I'm going to take the under. Minnesota, they're not going anywhere here in Seattle. Still important games here. They're 8-3 in that tough division here right now, coming in off of a win. Also, Seattle 6-2 against the spread as a favorite. Minnesota just 2-4 against the spread as a dog. Look, I know these teams combined 14-8 to the over so far this season, but you got to think the Seahawks are bringing the D here in this one, and they could probably get it done with a control of the game here offensively. Minnesota's 3-1 to the over on the road. Seattle's 6-2 to the over as a dog, but I'm going under in this one with Minnesota and Seattle today. I might be back on my under kick here a little bit today, but I got a few overs in there, right? Give me the under though in this one. And see what you guys have. I got to step on it here. Get you out of here before the top of the hour and let the guys come in and tell you the winners here in the NFL. And just cross my fingers. I'm on the right side with Mike and Sharky. All right, here, let's see. I think Thomas is on the over. Seth likes the Seahawks to drill them. Blake says Seahawks in a blowout here. Seattle smash spot. Greg even likes them here as well. And Seahawks for VAR. And I think, look, no doubt he could take the Vikings here, getting those points. Nobody expects them to win, so they're going to be, but funny that the move, though, is a little bit on Minnesota since that reissued line. Okay, a couple more here. Let's talk next up. Bills and Steelers here right now in this one. You got the Steelers 3-point underdogs here against the Bills here in this one. And look, you got Aaron Rodgers going to play with that broken wrist. Man, you got guys with broken wrists, broken legs out here. He's been wearing he's going to take a lot of shotgun today. I don't know if he was even going to go in underneath center here. That's what's been the problem when they keep hitting, anybody know, hey, I was a backup quarterback at play, you got to stick your hand up there against your center's ball sack and slam that ball up in there. I dropped my first live snap in practice. I didn't know what was going on. That was 45 years ago. But for the Steelers here, I got to think they're live in this one against Buffalo at home right now, getting points. Look, Steelers are still hanging in there. They're 6-5. They could win this game as far as I'm concerned here in this one. They're currently sitting there in fourth place as a leader in the north here right now. So look, the Steelers. Ramon can't spell. The Steelers. But I'm going to go. Actually, my pick is on the under in this game. Let me make it clear. I like the under here in this one with Buffalo and Pittsburgh today. It's dropped here to 45.5 from an opener about 47 or 47.5 here in this one. We know that Buffalo's, look, Cook is great. We got to wonder how much offense they truly can get going here against a Steelers defense that's starting to show some promise again here. I mean, Watt's having a great year. There's no doubt about it. And the Steelers have had some pretty good defensive performances. They've had some weak ones too. Losing to the Bears last week wasn't great, but they beat Cincinnati. They clubbed them, remember, here at home. They also beat up on the Colts here at home. Those are some good, the Colts are a good team anyway. And the Steelers are 3-2 against the spread at home. Buffalo 3-6 against the spread as a favorite. Buffalo 1-4 to the under on the road. I'm going to go under in this one with Buffalo and Pittsburgh here today in Pittsburgh. All right, let's see what you guys got here. And Var said, "What did I go with in the Browns in that Browns game? I went with the under there because of the weather there." Var, Art Thompson's on the Bills, and Real Deal Prime. So nice to see Real Deal Prime today in the chat. LALB Bills and under. Buffalo here for Greg. He likes it 24-22. Thomas is on Pittsburgh here. And let's see. Chris is on the Steelers. Twisted's on the Steelers. Lots of Steelers action. You guys are kind of seeing it the way I am. Bar likes the under. I think in this one or that one. Either way, I like the under. I'm back on the unders here. And hey, when we get to December, it's getting cold. It's getting snowy. How about when Brutus the Buckeye X'd out the M there yesterday? And all right, hey, I got a couple more here real quick. We got to keep it moving here right now. Let's see, Buffalo. Thanks for the comments, you guys. And Allen having some problems, but I think the problem with Allen is, I don't know. To me, I think the problem with Josh Allen right now is the fact that the receivers just aren't very good. I mean, Khalil Shakir, even you heard Mikey kind of making fun. I don't think he's making fun of Khalil. He was basically saying if you got Khalil Shakir as your number one, I think that was a problem that Mikey had. I heard on one of the shows, right? He was like, when you got Shakir, look, I love Shakir and I love he's on the Bills. Unfortunately, he has to be your number one receiver here. I think Dalton Kincaid is probably the best spot for Buffalo here today, but I think between Warren and Gainwell's been so hot out of the backfield so far that that's, I think, what might do. Look, I love the over for running backs for Pittsburgh. Over, Billy said just what I was saying right there. And Buffalo don't win. It's time to clean house. They might lose this one. Look, they've got enough to try to make. They've got Josh Allen, right? They've got Josh Allen. You guys don't count Buffalo out of any game, even in the postseason. When you've got Josh Allen, he can make these receivers better. But they just need, Shavers is in there. Gabe Davis is active. It's just a tough matchup for Gabe Davis here, I think. But Gabe Davis, we saw. Look, I was all over Gabe Davis in that first game, and remember Jeff and I was talking about what he means and the fact that he left Buffalo. He went for the money, but now he's back. Maybe I think Allen's got to find a rapport with Davis. All right, I got two more here. Am I going to make it to the end of the show here? We might have to send out the other picks. Make sure you're subscribed. All right, Raiders and Chargers, you guys, come on. Can the Chargers blast these Raiders 9.5-point favorites? Oh, this is a little intimidating for my Chargers today. Look, we'll beat the Raiders. I mean, come on. The Raiders are absolutely terrible here right now. But can the Chargers cover a big number like this today? I'm going to have to. It's 9.5. That's the problem here. It opened as low as 7.5. Most of the openers came 8.5. It's just such a big number. I'm still going to take the Chargers here to blast these Raiders today and cover this, maybe win this one by double digits. Really down on the Raiders right now, and who wouldn't be at 2-9? The Chargers have trouble putting teams away, that's for sure. So not sure they get the number, but I want to make a pick on this game anyways. Raiders are 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games coming in, and the Chargers are, I want to say, kind of hungry right now. They're trying to re-solidify their position here, it feels like right now. I mean, they're probably going to make the playoffs, but they will fall to under 50% if they lose this one. They're not going to lose this game against the Raiders. Come on. It's name your score. It's just the Chargers can't name a score. So Chargers here are 4-6 to the under as a favorite. The Raiders are 1-4 to the under here. I'm taking the Chargers to blast the Raiders today. Here they already beat them once. They beat them 20-9 in Las Vegas as a 3.5-point favorite. They've actually won the last 3 matchups covering spreads like this. Here they won 34-20 in Las Vegas last year. They won at home 22-10 last year against the Raiders, laying 3. Ever since they gave up those 63 points, remember in that game against the Raiders on the road, the Chargers had a low point for the franchise since they went to LA. They've recovered here thanks to Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to take the Chargers to blast those Raiders today. All right. Well, show's almost over, you guys here. Okay. Blake's got Gainwell in that league. Thomas is on the Chargers with me. Greg's got him in a cover here. Chargers for 9 legacy. Good morning to Mike Humphrey here today. He's been digging the snow. Don't we just take like a flamethrower blower or something like that nowadays? All right, let's see here. Over as well. Mike's ready here right after the show. Stay tuned right here. Sports Money Network for our NFL pregame show, top of the hour with Mikey and Sharky. Blake says take the Chargers off that bye. I've got one more game in the NFL. Probably going to skip the other sports here, but make sure you're subscribed to me over at winnable.com. That's how you're going to get some of these other plays here, I think, today. Here's Broncos and the Commanders tonight in Washington. Look, who's going to trust the Broncos to win and cover something on the road? Now they're 9-2, but these guys can't cover anything. It feels like right now. Now, granted, they are getting a few covers here of late. They covered last week against the Chiefs, of course, as a dog in the win. They covered recently against Dallas as well. Got that road win at Houston, but I don't trust them at laying 6.5 to anybody. As bad as Washington has been, I probably want to take Mariota here, but let me take the under in this one. I mean, come on, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Where's Terrell? We've had 1 million primetime unders in a row. This is going to be another one of them, I'm sure. Washington is 1-7 against the spread as an underdog. I still kind of like them here getting the points against Denver today, but I'm going to go with the under as my pick. Denver's 3-8 to the under overall, 1-3 to the under on the road. Washington is 3-1 to the over at home, but with Mariota, it's not going to be that special out there. They only scored 13 points last week, and then they're on a big losing streak here, of course, so it's going to be kind of hard to come in here on the Commanders, but nonetheless, I'm going to take the under in this one with the Broncos and the Commanders today. Let's go to NBA here real quick if I can. We've got a series of games here. I think we can squeeze a few of these plays in here before the top of the hour and get you out of here in just a couple of minutes. Be the Rockets and the Jazz here in this one. You got a Rockets favorite here on the road by 12. Total 232 or so. This one's dropped already 3 points on the overnight, and I've got the under here in this one with the Rockets and the Jazz today. Already missing out on a few points anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this one. This one's dropped already, and I think that's the way it's headed. Rockets here looking pretty good. This one's the only date early start, 3:10 Eastern, 12:10 Pacific. Thank you, everybody, for your comments in the chat as well, Raptors and Knicks.
Final.
I've got an under here in this one as well with the Raptors and the Knicks at 232, now down to 231.5. Give me the under here in this one. Let me see what else I have here. Today, I'm just going to go over a couple of picks here real quick. I'm going to skip some games here and go about what I have. Grizzlies and Kings. Here I have the over in this one. We already said that the Kings took the steam here a little bit, but I'm going to go over in this one. It's at 234. This one's actually gone up here about 3 or 4 points from the opener, and I'm going to go over here in this one. All right. Let me see if I can't get a little bit something going here right now with the I think I got something for you in the NHL. How about that? Here. Oh, we got to go to the drawing, you guys. Please subscribe to my picks over at winnable.com. Let me make the drawing here real quick. We got to get out of here at the top of the hour for the guys and bring you the coverage here with Mikey and Sharky. Great show coming up here right now. Let me go to the winnable drawing here. We'll run the commercial. Make sure you subscribe today to get those other picks from the other sports. Let me run the commercial, and then we're going to be out of here.
Final.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's do that drawing. Let's see who's going to win 1 month. Hey, I'll leave the Thanksgiving theme up there as we exit to the month here. Make sure you're over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. Let's do the drawing here right now. Someone's going to win 1 month of the plays and those free plays today. Let's see who it is. Thank you to everybody here joining me. I'll be back tomorrow morning steam, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific. Billy Siegfried, of course. Billy, I'll add another month to your subscription. Thank you for great. Billy, I apologize for not getting all your great comments on the screen today. We're going pretty fast here in the NFL. Stay tuned for Mike and Sharky next with the Betting Blitz, getting you ready for the NFL. Also join me for more NFL coverage at 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 a.m. Pacific over on the Nuke the House channel. I'll be over there breaking down more NFL with Holden Kushner, getting you ready right up to kickoff here on Sunday. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Stay tuned. Next up, right here on the channel, Mikey and Sharky are next for the Sports Money Network.
It's gonna cash. Then we make
So
the
long.
100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA, stay away from the